Today we're looking at one of my favourite attributes in Football Manager. It is finishing. Of course, there are plenty of things that go into a striker's capabilities up top. Most notably, pace and jumping reach, some of the meta attributes. Finishing, on the other hand, is not as important as many people think. Or is it? Today, we're going to go through the full spectrum of finishing with 5 individual players, all with varied levels of finishing, to see how they get on through their careers. Let's get into it. And here are the 5 wonderkids, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we have them all at 180 current ability, 180 potential ability, not frozen attributes. So attributes can change and fluctuate. So we've got Junior Bangura, who has 20 finishing. Now, this is the baseline. Yeah, this is the baseline before I went all UK garage. Let's get back to normalcy. 20 finishing, and this is the baseline of all the attributes. Now, the hidden attributes are as such: 1 versatility, because I don't really want to be retraining positions. 5 loyalty, because I won't mind a few moves. Good ambition, great adaptability, because they want to play abroad if they can. Professionalism 19. Don't know why I chose 19 and not 20, but I did. 18 pressure, consistency 15, sportsmanship 15, temperament 16, etc., etc. That's the baseline of the attributes. Now, if we go down to the next player, Orit Dennis, 15 finishing. Now, a few of these other attributes will have gone up a little bit in order to achieve the 180 current ability. Charlie Gwinnett, same thing, 10 over here, and he's gone up a bit more, as you can see here. Dribbling and finish first touch, I think we're 16 and 17 on the other two, now 18. Pace is also up from 16 to 17 as well to accommodate all that, and as you can see, this is a much more different looking polygon. Roshan Fawcett, again, same thing, 5 finishing, and the pace and acceleration up at 18 now, strength up as well, penalty taking, and of course, Ewan Renouf, 1 finishing, and again, broad spectrum of everything else going up. And as you can see, so if we go and if we do comparisons to Junior Bangura, there you go. As you can see, Ewan is so much better in almost every area except attacking, and that is what difference 19 finishing makes in terms of polygon. If we compare him with Roshan, very similar, isn't it? Comparing with Lorette, and compare him with Charlie Gwinnett, same sort of thing. So there we go then. So that is basically the top and bottom of this experiment. We're going to go through their careers. They're going to be 180 players. That is Premier League quality. That is world-class quality. They should be able to walk into most teams in the world. I mean, obviously, Man City have got Erling Haaland, and there's a few other strikers up there who are above 180, Harry Kane at Bayern Munich, etc. But these guys would be pretty well suited to walk into nearly any team in the world, and I wonder if they will. Let's go to the end of the first season and see where these guys start their careers. They've all gone to the Championship, which I think is quite interesting. And look, all their current abilities have dropped. It's 179, 178, 180, 179, 179. Now, that's very interesting to me. What is most interesting is that here, it was Ewan, he's still at 180 and his finishing's 1. But Oret Dennis, he's wanted at Norwich by Man United and Real Madrid. I think they're going to lose some attributes and they're going to regain those attributes, and they're probably going to regain them in finishing, especially the guys with lower finishing. That's interesting indeed. Now, 1 versatility. Yeah, Roshan, Charlie and Ewan have all been retrained as cams instantaneously. They've played an entire season as well, 40 plus games each, and he's got 35 goals in 49 games as a striker, yet he's been retrained as a central attacking midfielder. So he scored, with 1 finishing, he scored 35 goals in the Championship. I mean, that goes to show that if you've got poor finishing as a striker, but you're really good elsewhere, does it really matter? At the moment, it doesn't appear so. I mean, he's actually scored the most goals as Ewan. Southampton, Norwich, of course, Oret Dennis over here, 32 goals. What's his name? Fawcett, was Sean, 32 as well for Coventry, and Ewan Renouf for Southampton. So, where were the others? Birmingham and Sunderland. Sunderland down in 11th, and Birmingham up in 5th. So, Sunderland actually did the worst of the lot, which is interesting, isn't it? Considering that they've all had a striker. And funnily enough, the team that's done the worst, and he only got 23 goals in the league, was Junior Bangura with 20 finishing. So, I mean, is finishing a myth as an attribute? Because I love finishing. Give me a striker with 18, 19, 20 finishing every day of the week. Is it worth it? I mean, we're literally looking at 3 players here. One with 1 finishing, Ewan Renouf. Rashawn's got 5, and Oret, he's got 15. Charlie got 21 goals, so 11 goals further back. Who had the worst? 5 finishing. 10 finishing, sorry. So that's weird, isn't it? Right down the middle. 10 finishing was considerably the worst. Now, of course, the team you're in would play a factor in this. But I don't know. I mean, Coventry, where did they finish? They finished 9th in the Championship. So they didn't do much better than Sunderland. They actually all finished on the same points. It was 3 goal difference that did it. Yet Rochon scored 9 more goals. So it's Rochon's goals that have actually propelled Coventry up to 9th as opposed to 11th. So I think that's very interesting first up. And we've got players that are going up now to the Premier League. We've also got Rhett Dennis, who's wanted. And I won't be surprised if by the time we come back next season, some of these guys have also moved on. Let's get on with it. Okay, so Rochon Fawcett has got a transfer. He's joining Newcastle on the 10th of the 6th. Is that when the transfer window opens? Transfer list by request for £13.5 million, and he's moving for about that. The Sky Bet Championship. Let's look at the Sky Bet Championship first of all. So Coventry finished 3rd, missed out on promotion. Sunderland did get promoted. However, they didn't have anyone. So Ewan Renouf's still there. He played all season in the Premier League, 9 in 38. Enough to keep them up, though. It was enough to keep them up. Fair play. Orrit Dennis went to PSG. He's now got 16 finishing. He did have 15 to begin with, so he's moved up to 16 finishing. Junior Bangura has gone to Everton, got 20 finishing. Charlie Gwinnett is down at 9. He's lost a finishing attribute. He's gone to Brighton for £22.5 million. £42 million was Junior Bangura's transfer to Everton. Wowzers. He had another half a season at Sunderland, 10 in 26, which Sunderland, they actually did finish 5th in the Championship and they did get promoted via the playoffs. So maybe that money that came in, you put it to good use? No, they didn't. They actually sold Dan Neil as well, one of their better players. Charlie Gwinnett as well. He moved to Brighton. Now he moved again mid-season, so it was a January transfer. Again, 11 and 26 for him. So about just breaking into double figures by the January point, and then he got 6 in 15 for Brighton in the second half of the Premier League season. Sean had another season at Coventry where he scored 26 goals in the league. Not great, but would expect better. Ewan Renouf is wanted by Chelsea and United as well, so we're going to have... They'll have all moved by the time we come back, but they'll have all moved. I won't be surprised if these guys have moved again. You never know, do you? Maybe not in this summer window, but maybe in January. We'll see. All right, we're going to go straight on to 2026. Yeah, we're getting on there. If anyone can hear toddler commotion in the background of my microphone, do not adjust your headphones or speakers. There is toddler commotion going on. He is having a bath because he covered himself in mini milk. Yes, we're having a heat wave. It's 28 degrees or something. We're all hot. We're all sweaty. He's had a mini milk and he's wearing more of it than he ate. Mrs. is very painfully taking it upon herself to give him a bath while I sit here and talk about Football Manager. Now out to the missus. So, Ewan Renouf never left to go to Manchester United or Chelsea. Oh, no. He went to Newcastle. 79 million smackaroonies. He's gone to Newcastle, who are playing a 4-3-3. Eddie Howe doesn't play a cam, only plays one striker, and he's got 2 of our strikers, Rochon Fawcett and Ewan Renouf, who can both play a central attacking midfielder. I did not anticipate this retraining of positions so quickly, considering that we've tried to facilitate the retraining of positions with bad versatility, and it just doesn't happen, does it? When we put like so many players of world class in one position, it doesn't make any sense. So, Orrit Dennis, how did he do for PSG? 19 in 24. I would anticipate that was a league-winning side for PSG. And he got the golden boot as well. Kylian Mbappe's still here, of course, because it's on not an updated database. So, yeah, an unbeaten season as well. 31 wins, 3 draws, 0 defeats, 19 goals for Orrit Dennis. They've absolutely stormed it. 12th for Olympic Lyon. Oh, dear. So, Ewan, £79 million, went to Newcastle, 32 games, 11 goals. 17 in 44 overall. Junior Bangura at Everton this season, he got 14 in 36 in the league, 3 in 12 in the Champions League. So Everton got Champions League football last season. They got Europa League football there. Let me just go back. They finished 3rd the season before that. In season 2, your top 3 was Man City, Newcastle, Everton. Newcastle get themselves up there quite often, but Everton, fair enough. Right. So Junior Bangura, 14 and 37. 19 finishing now. I mean, that's not good enough for me. He's a very well-rounded striker. He's fantastic. Like, that's not enough goals for me. Charlie Gwinnett at Brighton. He's wanted. Chelsea, Liverpool and United. That's Liverpool and City. Sorry, I was going to say United. 16 and 37. And he got 4 in 6 in the Conference League. Brighton actually did finish 7th. Arsenal won the league as well, actually. So qualifying for the Europa League did Brighton. He didn't win the Conference League, as you can see here. Lost in the round of 16 to Brugge. Sevilla won it. The Europa League was won by Liverpool. Champions League won by Real Madrid. Yay. Rashawn, how did he do? He's been playing second fiddle, 5 finishing. He has not been starting. So this is very strange. Newcastle have bought the 2 players with the least finishing, 5 and 1, for big money. And they're fantastic players. I mean, it's just the finishing that lets them down. But they haven't, I don't know what system they're going to be playing. I mean, they can't fit this guy in, obviously, evidently. 6 starts and 20 off the bench. 8 goals, though. Not a bad return. I wouldn't be surprised if he is not happy with being a sub-merchant, and he may want to leave in the near future. That £12.75 million just splash in the ocean compared to the £79 million they've just spunked on Ewan Renouf. As you can see here as well, 11 caps for Rhett Dennis, 7 for Ewan and 2 for Charlie. So in terms of England, Thomas Frank's in charge. Decided not to go to Spurs in this universe. All 5 of them are in the England squad, are in the England setup. And it's Rhett Dennis who's going to lead the line for now. All better than Harry Kane as well. Harry Kane's down at 176. 16 and 11 for him. Fair enough. All right then. Well, let's go to 2027. Right, Rhett Dennis is unhappy. Failing to challenge for the Champions League. He got 21 in 29, 8 in 12 in that Champions League. Still got 16 finishing. I'm sure they won the league again. They did by 7 points. They lost this season to Saint Etienne. He was top goal scorer again. That's 2 seasons in a row. They've also got Kevin De Bruyne and Jamal Musiala. PSG are doing some serious business and are absolutely ripping it up in France. Of course they are. Of course they are. Right, so there has been a move as well. We'll quickly just check in on Ewan Renouf, who's still at Newcastle. He's got 18 and 33, still got the 1 finishing. 5 in 10 in the Champions League. Rashawn, sub-merchant, 6 in 5 starts, but 17 appearances off the bench. So all in, 22 appearances. His stats at the end of the seasons are looking awful. Look, 6 in 22, 8 in 26. That's the kind of thing you'd expect from someone who has got 5 finishing, but it's because he's on the bench so much. I didn't anticipate teams buying multiple players, and then they now want to play him as a left winger, which would probably suit him. Crossing's not so good, but good first touch, dribbling and pace and acceleration, so why not? Junior Bangura then at Everton, still with the 19 finishing, 12 in 34 in the league, 12 in 11 starts in the Europa League, 3 off the bench. And that feels like, they did get to the final, they lost in the final, 2-1. Junior Bangura was hooked off in the 62nd minute, getting a 6.7. Deary me. So they got to the final and lost. That's devastating. Conference League was won by Napoli, beat Reims. And the Champions League was won by Liverpool. And we've seen Charlie Gwinnett had gone to Liverpool and he scored a penalty and he scored in normal time. 10 finishing Charlie Gwinnett, £81 million. He got 21 in 34 in the Premier League, 3 in 15 in the Champions League. That's poor in the Champions League for being the main man up top for Liverpool. Unai Emery's in charge, and unfortunately, they finished second, 5 points behind Arsenal, who've won the league for the 2nd season in a row. Erling Haaland was the Golden Boot winner. Charlie Gwinnett second. Man City's Rodrigo third on 19 goals. We've got Newcastle with our 2 players in 4th. PSG, of course, winning the league over there, and then Everton getting Conference League football in 8th with our other representative. Okay, let's move on to 2028. See how they're getting on there. Another transfer, Junior Bangura has gone to Manchester United for £109 million from Everton. When at the start of the season, 14 and 30. Yet again, the best finisher has probably got the worst goal return out of everybody. He got 5 in 15 for United, so he's obviously gone there in January, but 14 and 30 overall. 1 in 4 in the Champions League. Yeah, okay. Rhett Dennis at PSG. Now, he's wanted by Manchester City. He got 14 and 29 overall. PSG win the league? Of course they did. PSG, of course, have won the league. Rhett Dennis, Golden Boot winner, yet again. Both guys still at Newcastle. Is Ewan still leading the line? He is. Although, that is 10 appearances off the bench, 21 starts. Rashawn, 17 starts, 13 off the bench, 19 goals. They're really splitting the time up there. 6 finishing for Rashawn as well. So 1 for Ewan. Charlie Gwinnett at Liverpool, 23 in 32. That's Golden Boot worthy. 3rd in the league. He has got the Golden Boot though. Rashawn 2nd with 19. Erling Haaland 3rd, 18. Still nowhere near the title though, unfortunately. Arsenal winning it for the 3rd season in a row. Who have Arsenal bought? Who have they got in their squad then? No one. Diego Costa, João Neves, Alan Varela, Martin Batterina, Xavi Simmons, who's joining Fiorentina. Okay, so we are sort of pretty locked in, and we're sort of seeing a bit of a pattern here. Newcastle with the two players, they don't know who to play, but we're seeing. I mean, Red Dennis is playing for PSG in the French league. He's always going to be scoring a lot of goals, and he is getting the golden boot, and he has got 15 finishing. But we're seeing Junior Bangura consistently doing worse in the goal scoring charts than his counterparts, despite the fact that he's got 20 finishing, or 19 now. Now playing for Manchester United, who did finish 7th, unfortunately, which was not great, is it? City won the league. City won the Champions League, sorry, beating Newcastle in the final. Chelsea beat AC in the Europa League. Everton lost to Rennes in the final of the Conference League, and if they'd have kept Junior Bangura, maybe he might have just won it. Who knows? Anyway, right, so as I was saying, they're 21 years old. They're all sort of like settled now at their clubs. I think going season by season is going to make this video far longer than it needs to be. So we're going to start doing bigger jumps now. I'm going to do 3 2031. Okay, so we have had a move. Red Dennis has left PSG. When did he leave PSG, I hear you ask? Literally in the January, it is, maybe? I don't know. No, 17th of the 6th. For some reason in that first season, though, he didn't seem to play all that much. Actually, he was second fiddle to Erling Haaland. So, you know, you spend £173 million on a striker that's going to sit on the bench. Okay. Second season, 6 starts, 14 off the bench, 10 goals. The most recent season, 16 goals, 8 starts, 13 off the bench. He is their sub-striker. He's their substitute striker. The Premier League has been won by Liverpool twice and Man City once. Interesting. Charlie Gwinnett. So he's got 96 and 155 for Liverpool. Got 17 and 31 in this most recent season, 25 and 45 for England. And not a great season there, 12 and 31. But he got 23 and then he's got 17. So he's done all right. 2 title-winning league seasons. They won the league that season. Fair enough. Ewan Renouf. Wow. He is playing a lot off the bench. They're playing both of them off the bench a lot. They're really splitting the time. I say they're playing them both off the bench a lot. Actually, Rashawn's taken over now. Rashawn's playing more than Junior, and he's getting more goals because of it. Still got the 6 finishing. Ewan still got the 1 finishing, right? Yeah, still got the 1 finishing. Tried to retrain him as a centre-back and defensive midfielder. They've never proceeded with the left wingers, these two. Junior Bangura at Manchester United, he is wanted by Paris Saint-Germain. And since he arrived, how has he done? Well, he got 5 and 15 in January to the end of the season, as we saw. Then he got 15 and 32, 14 and 35, and 16 and 35. Not good enough, if you ask me. Eddie Howe's in charge of United. They've just finished 4th. Liverpool finishing 5th with old Charlie Gwinnett, despite winning the league the 2 seasons prior. Yeah. And it's been City twice and Arsenal once winning the Champions League. So 2 Champions Leagues for Red Dennis. Didn't come on in the final, didn't feature, just watched from the bench. But he's got 2 Champions Leagues. Hollow Champions Leagues, I think. You can see it behind his eyes. He knows. He's not number 2. Number 2? Is he in his squad number 2? Why have they done that? Why on earth have they done that as a fly in here? Why have they done that? It's annoyed me. I can't stand it when players have really stupid squad numbers. And you know, I'm guilty of it because on my saves I just let the auto pitch, can't be bothered, and then it annoys me for the rest of the bloody season. And I should have just picked it myself. Got a strike with number 5 or something, or number 10, left back. Anyway, right. So in 2031, it's very clear to see that the top goal scorer so far is Charlie Gwinnett on 185 goals. He has played a lot more than Red Dennis. He's got 172. Been playing in a much more inferior league, though, in the French league, in my opinion. I know PSG have just won the Champions League and they've been dominant and they did brilliantly in that Champions League. But they're the team to beat, aren't they? There's nobody that comes close. If PSG don't win the league, you're like, what? So the worst in terms of goal return is Junior Bangura at 141, which is embarrassing, isn't it? For the guy with the highest finishing. Mental. Let's go to 2035. That's a 4-year jump from now. And see how they're getting on there. Okay, no transfers whatsoever in the last 4 years. So let's just check the Premier League out, shall we? So Man City had won the league and Arsenal was second, as we saw. Then the following season, it was Manchester United who won the league. Junior Bangura, did he step up? Maybe. Newcastle with 2 of our players in 5th. City with Red Dennis and Liverpool with Charlie Gwinnett. Is it Charlie Gwinnett? Something Gwinnett. United won the league again. That's 2 in a row. Then Man City, Newcastle second, United down in 5th, unfortunately. And then Arsenal have come back and won the league. Liverpool, City, Newcastle, and United making up the top 6 with Chelsea interspersed in there. So all our players are up there. Okay, so the top goal scorer, well, was Sean Fawcett with 23 the other season. Then Charlie Gwinnett with Liverpool with 22. Junior Bangor with 19 in second. Erling Haaland won the Golden Boot with 20. No one else was in there. And then Junior Bangor just won it with 19. Charlie Gwinnett second with 18. Junior Bangor has had 2 seasons where he's won the Golden Boot and he's won 2 Premier League titles with Manchester United. They've also won the FA Cup. They've also just won the Champions League. The first English team to win it since Man City 5 years ago. They've won it after extra time against Real Madrid. Junior Bangor subbed off in the 63rd minute at 1-1 by being such a good player. So this is taking a bit of a turn, hasn't it? Because I'm not very surprised that Junior Bangor has scored so many goals. 2 Golden Boots. Erect Dennis playing as a sub merchant dominantly. Disappointing. Ewan Renouf. Yeah, he's coming off the bench more times than he starts, is Ewan. And I think with Sean's going to be the opposite. He's going to be starting more than he comes off the bench. Absolutely. Only came off the bench once in that season. Yeah. Okay. And he's scoring an amount of goals this season. Bit more of a sub at times. Only got 7 goals in the league. He played left back once as well. Don't know why he's done that. He was asked to, obviously, but I don't know why they asked him to do that. Seems very silly to me. In terms of England, then, as you can see here, in terms of caps, 80, 70, 68, 30, and 24. Charlie Gwinnett, 44 in 80 for England. Ewan Renouf, 30 in 70. Erect Dennis, 37 in 68. Junior Bangor, 17 in 30. Barely played. With Sean Fawcett, 11 in 24. So they've not played so much down at the bottom of this. Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to it. The second most capped players got 1 finishing. The most capped players got 10. The highest finishings got the fourth. The second is second from bottom in terms of the amount of caps. I can work out how to say that to make it make sense. Newcastle also had a little nibble at right back for old Ewan. Crazy. They're 28 years old now. We're going to start to see a decline in the players. Let's go 5 years. 33 years old. Be 2040. Still no transfers. However, Sean Fawcett's wanted by Al Nassr and transfers by request by £47 million. Feels it's time to move on for a new challenge. Okay, that's why. Junior Bangor is also wanted by Saudi Arabia. Okay, so 5 years then. Let's look at the Premier League. And we've seen City and Newcastle have won the league, along with Tottenham and then Arsenal twice. So we've only got 2 of our players winning the league, unfortunately. The award winners, though. Charlie Gwinnett was top goal scorer for Liverpool. That's it. I mean, Erect Dennis actually got 18 in 28 for Man City. Is he starting to play a bit more? Has Erling Haaland left? He's playing a lot more now. Yeah, Erling Haaland has left, almost certainly. Last 5 years, he's found himself as the main man. Renouf is playing up front there. Again, he's been more of a sub-merchant, though. And Rashawn, he's been the main man at Newcastle, so it's him that wants to leave. I'm very surprised at that, but hey, they're 33. They're all going to go off to Saudi Arabia. And I think we're probably going to call it here. We're going to go and check in on some Ballon d'Ors and also check in on internationally just to see how they've been doing there. But as you can see here, in terms of all-time career goals, let's just do it in order. So the most prolific striker was Sean Fawcett, who actually has 6. So he's now got 9 finishing. He did have 6 to begin with. Charlie Gwinnett is now up at 13 finishing. Yeah, they're losing pace as well, so these attributes are going to change drastically. But he did have 10 finishing to begin with. Then you go down to Erect Dennis, who had now at 17. He was at 16 for most of the career. Junior Bangor, second least, 360. 20 finishing. Ewan Renouf, up at 2 finishing now. So he had the least amount of goals, which actually does stand to reason. But it's probably because he played so many times off the bench and didn't actually play as many games as some of the others. When he played 70 games less than Charlie Gwinnett, he played 82 games less than Sean Fawcett. And then he scored, and how many of those were off the bench for Ewan? So many were off the bench. Just absolute craziness. Yes, okay, let's have a look at the Golden Ball. Yeah, so no one's won it. Oh yeah, sorry, Charlie Gwinnett won it in 34-35. That's it. Just looking to see if anyone has come second or third. Charlie Gwinnett came second, 36-37. Junior Bangor, third in 37-38. And that's it. That is it. With those 5 great strikers, they couldn't turn that into a Euros win for England, nor a World Cup win. But Ecuador won the World Cup in 2030, so make of that what you will. But we gave 5 world-class strikers to England, all with different finishing levels. And what did we learn today? Is finishing as important as people think it is? No, it's definitely not. Players with prolific as well, scoring a lot of goals. I mean, yeah, you probably want more goals, strikers, than 4-10 and 7-6-1, but it's more than a goal every 2 games. You're talking that's 20 goals a season in the Premier League kind of striker. So That's pretty decent. So finishing, not worth the paper it's written on. 1 or 20, absolutely fine, because you can make it work if you've got other attributes that accommodate, I guess. That's the takeaway from today. Hope you enjoyed. That's just it. Bit of a fun one, bit of a old school sim where we follow 5 wonder kids with different attributes. We've done it before. We'll probably do this again with different attributes. Let me know what you want to see in the comments down below. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.